Hello, today we're going to cover configurable items for Magento in Business Central. Now to begin, we are going to create a new item within Business Central. In order to do this, you will click New at the top of this navigation panel. It will take you to a fresh item card. You will include a description, and you will also create or select an existing item category code. Within this video, for testing purposes, we decided to create an item category code from scratch, which we will cover shortly. We have also just assigned item attributes for this item. Now within your role channel center, we will select the sales channel code, then select actions. Then you will select the option for CSM channel categories. As you can see, here's the table of all of the CSM channel categories, and also the one that we have created. We have sent the communication over to the channel, which we will cover in more steps of how to do this. As you can see, we have brought in the communication in the Magento admin portal. The external ID assigned for this CSM channel category matches the Magento admin portal. Now for next steps, we are going to build out the CSM item attribute set. The communication will need to be sent to Magento in order to bring in that information to make sure that the data matches between Business Central and the Magento admin portal. External IDs can be found in the Magento admin portal. You can view that information in the URL. Please be sure to make sure that the external ID in Business Central matches the external ID in the Magento admin portal. For more descriptive details of how to build out an attribute set and how to send the communication to the channel, you can always refer to our CSM product documentation for Magento. You can find this within the Magento listing management documentation, to be specific. And then within the table of contents, look for item attributes. As you can see, the steps that were just done in this video have brought you to the item variation card. This is basically where you build out all of the variants you like to attach to your main item. Variants can be anything from color, size, style, brand, anything you wish to attach to the item and build out different options for that item. Before we can continue with building out the item variations, Please be sure to set up your CSM item attributes, making sure that external IDs have been assigned. To do this, you must send the communication to the Magento admin portal. For more specific steps on how to achieve this, please view the product documentation on our Suite Engine website. The documentation specifically that covers this will be the Magento listing management documentation. To build out a new CSM item attribute, you will click New in the navigation ribbon, and then you will fill in all of the required fields. Keep in mind, where it says Used for Configurable Item, be sure to enable that toggle option. Also, for attribute types, be sure to select Options. The way that configurable items operate are basically built out in options. Variants can have options, which can be built out into option values. You can choose to create a new item attribute option if you wish, or you can use one of the options that currently exists in the database. Keep in mind, under the links section on this page, link value 1 is basically the identification number that is used for that device type item attribute option that has just been created. Also, you can find this link value 1 code for this specific item attribute in the Magento admin portal. You can always view this information under attribute sets. Be sure to send this communication to the Magento admin portal. You want to be able to bring in all of the data that falls within your CSM item attribute that you have just created. In order to do that, in the top hand corner, you will select actions, then channel integration, and then from there, you will send communication to channel. As you can see under attribute status at the bottom, you will receive an external ID. Once again, the external ID identifies that the communication has successfully been sent to the Magento admin portal. You can always view these external IDs by selecting the attribute sets and verifying that that set has the same external ID as shown on this Business Central CSM item attribute page. We are going to create a second CSM item attribute using the same steps. To view your attributes for your product, you can view this under Stores And from there, you can view the attribute sets. Type in your attribute, and from there, once you click into that attribute, it will show the external ID. Keep in mind, external IDs can be found in URLs on the Magento admin portal. Now, switching back to the item that we are currently creating, we are going to now move into setting up the item variation card. Within the item variation, you have item variation options, which we are going to create. For testing purposes, we are going to use the item attributes that were just created to use those as the item variant options. Keep in mind that the key segment max length, key segment minimum length is basically the max and the minimum number of how many item variation option values you wish to create for your item. So for example, for wire type, you may want to include 4 for the max, and then you will create a minimum number as well. The key segment position is basically the position in which you would like these option values to be displayed for your item. For key segment delimiter, keep in mind that you must insert an hyphen in this field. Otherwise, you will receive an error if this field has been left blank. Now, once you have built out and created your item variation options, you will select line and then synchronize with link. Basically, this function will bring in all of the values that have been attached to wire types and device types. This will save you time when building out item variation option values for your item. Instead of manually going in and including this information and building it out field by field. Under option values in the right-hand side of the page, you can see that the option values are listed here. These were brought in once you selected the synchronize with link option. Keep in mind that you must do this for both options. The synchronize with link option is done for each option, device type and wire type. From there, for the next step, now you're ready to generate your SKUs. In order to do this, you will click Actions in the top navigation ribbon, and then you will click Create Item Variation SKUs. This will bring in all the SKUs at the bottom of the page. For the next step, you're going to click Actions, and then from there, you will select Explode SKUs. The explode SKU basically brings in the SKU variant codes for all of your options selected here. Now, in order to generate the SKU for all of your options here at the bottom, you will click Functions and then Generate SKUs. For the SKU status, be sure to select all status to active in order to bring in that communication to the Magento admin portal. This will be able to visibly show your item in your Magento store. Now we're going to go back to the Roles Center in Business Central. Then you will select your CSM sales channel. For the next step, we are going to create a listing wizard. This listing wizard basically functions in a way that will bring in all of the information that you have just created. So attribute sets, attributes, and item variations, all of this information will be configured into configurable items and simple items. In order for your information to be brought into a CSM listing, you must complete the CSM wizard option. You will insert your item. If you currently have other CSM listings, you can always filter on your specific item that you're looking for to show just that item. Now you can see your configurable item that has been created and all of the simple items that fall under that item. Now we're going to click into our configurable item. And on this page, we're going to verify that all of the correct information has been brought in to this page. Keep in mind, you can always set up a description to be displayed on the Magento store for your item by selecting the listing product information and going in and manually keying in a description. Be sure that your tag is always defaulted to long description. Now we're going to verify the CSM listing attribute list. As you can see, for the CSM sales channel attributes device type and wire type, they have been brought in as item variations, and also for the attribute type, they are options. Also, it is verified that they are being used for configurable items. And now you can see that for device type and wire type, you can also see that the external IDs have been displayed as well. When we sent over that communication for these item attributes for device type and wire type, we received external IDs, successfully sending that communication to the Magento admin portal. This is the information that you want to see when you bring in all of your information into the CSM listing page. And then when you click into your configurable item, you want to see the external ID. As you can see, all of your CSM listing children are here at the bottom. And also, the section where it says visibility, it's basically the option in which you choose to have your item displayed on the Magento admin portal, which will configure into how it will be displayed on the Magento site. So for testing purposes, we have selected catalog search. Now we are looking at one of our simple items, and we're going to take the same steps in verifying that all of the information has been brought in correctly. As you can see, we have our CSM sales channel attributes, device type and wire type, and also for simple items, the visibility will be defaulted to not visible individually. This basically means that because these simple items are considered variants that fall under your configurable item, which is your main item that is displayed, other items will not be billed out separately for that configurable item. They will be just listed as variant options. Now, keep in mind for simple items under the CSM listing attribute list, you will notice that external IDs are now blank. This is the expected action or result for simple items when bringing in your information into your CSM listing. Instead, external attribute values will be filled in with those external ID numbers. Also, you will notice that the sales channel attribute value has been defaulted to what you built out in your item attribute setup process. Now, in order to send the communication of your configurable item with all of its simple items to the Magento admin portal, for it to show up in your Magento site, You must send the communication over by selecting the action function in the navigation panel, then selecting channel integration. From there, you will select send all listing data to channel. There are also other options here that you can use to send your communication as well. If you do not wish to send all of your data to the channel, you can choose to send listing base information, which will be just a configurable item and all of its base information. You can choose to send all items that you wish to attach to your items or variants to the channel. You can always decide to send configurable item options as well, which will be a lot of the item attribute data. And also you can send configurable children, which will be all of the SKUs that have been assigned to the item variants. Now that your configurable items and simple items have been sent to the Magento admin portal, now you can view all of that information from there. If you have more questions about configurable items for Magento and Business Central, please view our Suite Engine website and view the product documentation under CSM. The product documentation that you're looking for specifically that covers configurable items will be Magento Listing Management. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment to our Suite Engine YouTube channel.